make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you.
Welcome to Push Away Podcast. I am one of your hosts. I'm not going to bother to introduce the city. I shouldn't even say his name, but I am the original underscore Dylan too. Last time I worked with him, he said he was working on his own. I was behind the camera. He didn't want to give me no respect. So I'm just going to speak to our guest today.
Wow. I had to run the whole show the last time he had a show.
Oh,
so,
okay.
He backed out. He got a little, camera shot. So I had to step in and do the whole show myself.
Oh,
That's what he's referring to.
So how about Sydney do his job to introduce our guest?
Hi, I'm Sydney Francis, underscore Miss Ambitious. And today we have the lovely Tisha Monae. She has a lot of wonderful things going on. One of the big things she has a network called Kemistry.
Yes. Kemistry TV.
Kemistry TV coming to Roku. So wanted to bring you on because I saw you had a lot of great things going on. I want people to understand and learn about it.
Okay, sure. Well, hello everyone. My name is Tisha Monae Cooper, but I'm very well known in the media industry as Tisha Monae. I just started my own television network. Yes, Black-owned, female Black-owned television network called Kemistry TV. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. You can also visit KemistryTVNetwork. And it's spelled Kemistry. And there's like a little significant reason as to why I spelled it that way too. I'm going to get into that.
Yes.
But yeah, so I'm a media enthusiast. I went to school, I had a BA in communications, media, and broadcasting. I've been a media correspondent, a digital editor. I've been, I've worked in the field for some time. A couple years ago, I had the idea to start my own television network, and then just this past June, I decided to actually just do it. It's been worked out.
So that's what I was going to be my first question. The name Kemistry. What made you decide on that name?
With the K.
I'm pretty sure
With the K. Okay.
story behind
So honestly, I just love the name Kemistry. So a little backstory about it. This is funny. This really doesn't have much to do with the real significance behind it, but it was an alter ego name that I kind of gave guys when I was go out, and I didn't want, you don't tell guys your real name. So whenever they ask me, they're like, "What's your name?" I was like, "My name is Kemistry." So that's kind of and I really liked the name. So
you got a lot of corny lines coming at you there. I had like five on top of my head.
I did. So
I was drawn sweet.
But the real reason for it is because I'm very passionate about the Black and brown community, right? I'm very Afrocentric, and it basically was inspired by Connect, and I just decided to, CH are actually one of the last letters that was used in the alphabet we had, so the way Connect was spelled, I wanted to incorporate the meaning of being authentic, if that makes sense, and the name of my business. Yeah, because my whole television is geared towards a conscious community. So people who just kind of that third eye type of
I see that. I saw that in the Bible where it says it's geared towards the liberated and free thinkers.
Yes. Yep.
Because I want to ask you who's the target audience, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's millennials, I'm a millennial myself. But it's not necessarily on the grand scheme. It's for people that kind of vibrate on a higher frequency, people who like to, who want to be enlightened, who want to be educated, who want to learn. They kind of have an orthodox thinking. They question societal normality, things that just necessarily doesn't make sense, but it's traditional. You know what I mean? It's tons of things that we do as a culture that has just been passed down from generation to generation. We don't really question why we do these things. It's my grandmother did it, her grandmother, her mama did it, her mama did it, but it's not necessarily the right thing or what is deeply rooted to us, what connects us to our roots. You know what I mean? So that's what my network is about. And so I talk about tons of stuff.
I like that.
Let's see what you got today. We're gonna make you work today. We're not just gonna sit here and just ride on my coattails.
So is this a long relationship type of thing?
This I've known him 2 day long relationship.
Okay.
And you tell us, the type of little crazy we have shows for some reason. Interesting.
But so I do have a question.
Yeah.
I just wanted to wait for you about to ask yours. So what is what was one of the first I want to say show? What was one of the first shows you
Oh, well, actually my show, which is called Alchemy of Thought. So we actually go live, I probably should have mentioned this, on Roku January 3rd, 2021. So we're still in the content creation phase. I have four television shows, 6 movies, and 2 documentaries on the network. One of them being my show, which is called Alchemy of Thought. And that was inspired from the term visual alchemy. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. But you gotta go over the alchemy.
sounds like all?
So it's just the process of changing, metals into gold, right? That's alchemy, but this is on a mental and spiritual plane. So basically turning your traumas into and your unpleasurable lifestyle into a pleasurable one. So it's literally just your perspective of you transmuting energy from negative to positive. It's a whole practice. So that's where the name alchemy is from.
I feel like I'm gonna be smarter watching this channel.
That's the idea.
I feel like I'm gonna be a lot smarter watching.
Yes, you're gonna be liberated. You're gonna be enlightened. You're gonna be fulfilled. You're gonna be like, yo, I didn't know that, and nothing's off. Like nothing's off the table. Like everything.
I can get educated. I can get knowledge about my people, and I can watch my people. I can see me.
Yes, and it's owned by the people.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You ain't gotta say no more. I'm there. January what?
3rd.
January 3rd.
Yes.
2021.
Yes.
All right, so I saw a couple of shows too.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if you can run down for Leah's Revenge.
Those are movies.
What is the movie?
Yeah, that's my movie list. So currently I have, and not everything that I have in my content catalog is actually on the website yet.
Okay.
But this is, shouts out to Rye Media Production. These are actually his movies. So him and I connected. He's based in Atlanta. And we spoke, and I came across him just on Instagram. He was looking for content creators, and I seen the snippet of his movie. So then I went to YouTube and I watched it, and I'm like, yo, this is dope. Like, and most of, our local content creators, like film producers and stuff, first thing they go to is YouTube or Prime, and which is great. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, but I'm like, why not belong to an actual network? You know what I mean? Especially if you're a Black film producer, why not? Come to it. So I reached out to him. I love his movies, and so he agreed to put them on the network. So, yeah.
Friend of mine.
Yep. That's another one of his movies. Yep. Mm-hmm. Friend of Mine, Mia's Revenge. He Can't Love You.
Okay.
And what's the other one?
I see a Rose in Harlem.
Oh, Rose in Harlem. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Those are all his movies. Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, and I saw the other one, Trumpet House. It's a documentary.
That's a documentary. One of the documentaries that will be on the network. That is a documentary based around Trump, as you can see. But it's very objective, and basically the synopsis of it is the film producer went around interviewing different civilians particularly from Eastern New Jersey, to just talk about their perspective on the president, the presidency, and all of that stuff. So it's very interesting. You'll hear perspectives from both sides.
Okay.
First of all, we should have known that he was being part. Just in a sense of, when you speak something's name.
You're giving it power. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
All right, then I saw Forgive Me.
Forgive Me.
Short film?
Yes, that's a short film. That's on my Instagram. That's actually a film that I'm in. Yes. And shouts out to Mike Productions, Mike Jones Productions, excuse me. Him and I.
I had to.
You're so corny. But him and I, we worked together on several different projects. I'm going to part of his live stage plays, and this is actually his first film production, his first actual production.
Okay.
Short film, and he's when he's part of that, and yes, so forgive me. That's perspective to come to the network.
How do you manage, your personal life, being an entrepreneur, running a network, website, all this? How do you do it?
And being a mom.
And being a mom,
Yes.
How do you do it?
How do I do it? To be honest, I am not an expert at this at all. I take it day by day. I practice being present and I practice focusing on the task that I'm doing at the time. Of course, it does help to be organized and to prioritize. So I definitely try to prioritize. But honestly, I just take it day by day. And of course, being a mom is that motherhood and parenthood is precedent among anything else. My entrepreneur, although chemistry is also my baby too, but being a mom is my number one job. And as long as that's taken care of, everything else just kind of follows suit. But I think, honestly, just to answer the question, I think it's day by day.
So the acting network, is that something you've always had in mind that I'm going to try to start this?
I've always been an artsy kid, always. From a little girl, I went to performing arts high school. I'm a dancer as well, without the pole.
Yeah. I wasn't be corny no more.
But no, I'm technically trained ballet, jazz, modern. I haven't danced honestly in like taking professional classes in a few years. Just getting older and dipping in other hobbies. But yeah, I've always been an artsy kid.
Yeah.
I love acting. I love performing. I love drama. I love theater. I love all that stuff. So yeah, it was something that I always thought about doing. I always knew I wanted to work in entertainment.
Gotcha.
And as I've gotten older, I've gotten more mature and more conscious, and just things that happen around in the world, politics. I wanted to incorporate the two, like entertainment, but also the educational and the informative.
Okay. Now, me being a person of arts myself, do you feel like today's society or art society is different in the sense of for our children? They don't. I feel like I was introduced to the arts. I had avenues I can go to, resources I can, places I can go. Nowadays, I see children on like instruments crazy. Like I'm not doing it. Like marching bands are disappearing. School bands are disappearing. Like performing arts schools are closing.
That's very true. They're actually trying to close down my performing arts school. They're trying to change it to just be strictly like academic based and get rid of like the performing arts.
Yeah.
So that's actually, I didn't think about that.
It feels like they're trying to erase the arts from our kids, our children's learning.
And you know what? Now that you mention it, I kind of agree with you. Yeah, because I know that there was something. I was assistant type of performing arts high school. And I heard the last couple of years that they were trying to incorporate just like a full academic curriculum, like no PA, like no performing arts, and it's a performing arts school. We already have a public high school in the city, so it's kind of like why. But do I feel like they're doing that? I would say yes. I don't know why though. Like, what is the hidden agenda?
It's like that's the first thing you cut off. But and but it seems like you have to know how to move with the. You got to know how to find it now. You have to know where to go, how to find those resources, and it's becoming, I guess, like it was at the beginning, underground. You know. Yeah.
But we definitely have resources still out there, and I don't know. I feel like because my community is the arts, so I'm always surrounded by people. So like it's almost like I was made live in a little bubble because my community is we're like-minded. You know what I mean? So when I step outside of that and actually take a look at what's going on in communities and how they are dealing with it and constructing these programs, it's just like, what's going on here? We have to do something. But the resources are still there. You may have to reach out a little bit more.
Yeah, you have to. It seems like with all the technology now, it should be easier to find.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like you have to dig under so much.
Yeah. Or they're just out there. They're not easily accessible. Like if you do find a place, you gotta travel to West Buckhead to get there, or the funding, you lack funding for it. You know, there's always an obstacle.
Yeah. You know, now if you want to see black people displaying their art, you can go right to Kemistry.
Kemistry.
Now, Sydney, can I? You have another question?
No. If I did, I don't now.
Focus your ambition somewhere else.
Yes, I seen that. I started following your page too on Instagram. Yeah. Still.
But so I was talking to Sydney about something. I had a topic I asked him about last week, and it was a conversation I had with a young lady, and I felt like me and him shouldn't talk about this without a female presence on the show.
Okay.
And it was a very simple question of, do you think it is possible to be in love with two people at one time?
Yes.
And why do you feel that?
Because we humans are complex creatures. One, you cannot get everything that you need from one person. And it's actually unfair to even put that type of responsibility on one person. You can get something, someone can, you can have a chemistry with someone or a bond with someone where they teach you, you learn from them. That's your point of like innovation. And then you have someone else that just makes you feel safe and comfortable. You can be vulnerable with them. They are both very needed to fulfill yourself spiritually, mentally, whatever, but they might come from two different people. You can still, love them, yeah.
This is why we need to be like this. I think we was expecting that.
That
That was a lot better than the conversation we had, right?
Yeah. I've heard that perspective before from another woman, but I feel like that perspective for women is very rare.
It is.
It's very rare because, and I go as far as to say, a lot of women are selfish.
A lot of people are selfish. People do not love, people possess.
Yes.
That's the number. We have been taught in our culture that possession is love. Like those words are not synonymous. They're when you love something, you let it be. You simply let it be. You don't try to control it. You don't try to manipulate it. You don't try to restrict it. You simply let it be in whatever way that may be. And if you can't accept them, then that just means that they are for you.
Exactly.
And that's the thing.
Exactly. See, my struggle was with, I think people get the term in love, and they don't actually break it down the way you were taught. You look at the root word and the enter something, Love has actually, I don't think it has a definition. It belongs to you. So therefore, if I love you, if you love me back, we're in this together. So this is our in love. You know what I mean? So that's what in love actually means. In love doesn't mean anything different than I love my children. I love my children the same way I love my wife. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, oh, how that's you don't love me the same way you love the kids. Actually, I love them more. That's just priorities.
Oh my God. I'm glad I'm here today because I have such an unorthodox way of thinking. It's actually supposed to be the other way around. Your spouse is supposed to come before your children. The children, as they should.
Yes, they should.
When they grow, they need you as they go out into the world, as they should. That's how it's supposed to be. But it's when you really look at, especially us as Black people, and the power of the Black family and the hierarchy there, right?
Yes.
You understand the structure and why that structure is in place. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's all it is.
It gets deep. It gets deep. So and I just got. He let me know what I thought he could say. He basically confirmed that yes, it is possible. It's just that love definition. That love definition clouds everything because you can't. You can't put a definition.
It's subjective.
But then I also feel like a lot of people tie sex into love.
Yes.
So they figure, especially when you say I can't have to love you, they're going to think that you would have sex with you.
Yes.
No, that's not what that means.
That's not what that really means.
People think when you're in love, that means you've had an intimate relationship. You know what I mean? And
they don't, automatically assume that.
Exactly. Because if I walk around saying, yo, I'm in love with Sid, people gonna look at me like,
do you love me, Deron?
I love you, bro.
Thank you.
Aww.
You can show love her.
Exactly. And that's
for the record, we don't have sex.
See,
oh, I'm glad you're saying that.
But I think that's what we talk about our community. That's another problem we have in our community as far as we handle love kind of crazy sometimes because me showing love to my brother is that love thing again. It has to be just looked at in a way of, I can tell him I love him, but if I'm like, yo, dog, I love you, man. Hey, bro, you in my heart. Like, you know what I mean? It's going to be perceived like, oh, yeah, he must be gay. You know what I mean? And I think that holds us back from actually showing it.
Or when you do say it, you feel like you have to dress it up with masculine, over masculine energy. Like, nah, just say you love him. Like, I love you. And I do feel you're absolutely right. That should be normalized.
Yeah, it should be. And my whole point is just love without fear.
That's so beautiful.
Love without fear.
Love without fear.
When you love without fear, it becomes true. My opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
You can hear me talk about this more on chemistry. I'll be there. I think I'm gonna come audition for a couple shows.
Yeah, okay. Come on down to the north side.
Yeah, any like, episodes where need somebody to pretend to be Anthony Anderson or he's 40,
40 though.
Yeah, what's wrong with it though, right?
He's 40.
Okay.
Oh my God.
It's okay. My feelings aren't hurt. I surround myself with love. But yes, once again, I'm gonna keep saying it. January 3rd, 2021. Everyone is pleased to, and we have to support this young lady. She seems very educated. She's beautiful. She's black. Why not love her?
Thank you.
Support her.
Is there anything else that you want to put out there before you say? For Tisha?
Love heals all. Love heals all. And let's continue to rise as a people. Let's continue to love one another unconditionally and without trauma. Let's begin to heal ourselves. And if you need to learn how to do that, you can watch my network because I have tons of information. We talk about everything. No subject is off the table. You want to learn about meditation, yoga, sex, how to have sex properly because it is a science. Just any and everything. You want to be entertained, you want to come to laugh, cry, look at some drama. I have everything for you at Kemistry TV. Thank you, brothers. Thank you, my brother.
Did you have any questions in my bag or no?
I don't have anything lined up for it in my bag. Okay, but I can always on top of my head. In my bag is we're going to shoot a couple questions.
Oh, okay.
And we will shoot. It might not be very, normal questions. It might be some crazy questions.
Okay.
But if you're willing to participate, we just want you the first thing that comes to your mind to be able to answer the question.
Okay.
To
All right.
the best of your ability. I'll try to give you two, maybe, Let's see what I'm going with. So, what was the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you on
On camera?
I mean, literally just took you. You was like, you know what? I don't know what that was anymore.
Nothing that embarrassing. The only thing I can think of that happened recently is I was shooting my talk show and it was cold, really cold in the room, and I didn't have a bra on, so I had my headlights on. And I was just like, can y'all edit that out? But I wasn't embarrassed about it, but it was just like, yeah.
Okay. Bad question, maybe.
Look, man.
Oh man.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What was the worst sexual encounter you encountered? What?
Worst sex.
Yep. See, I was trying to keep it low.
Why was it so bad? I know you already laughed so hard. It's right there on the top of my head.
Okay, right to the front. She was like, I'm put it out there.
No,
Wait. My worst sexual encounter? Like we say word, like it was just like bad sex.
It was just a
hard situation.
Okay. It was an occasion where a young fella and I don't know, he just kept doing this weird thing. He was playing with his nipples. It was just like it was so weird. And he was standing up, like I was lying down already. He was standing up at the foot of the bed, and he was like doing this real like perverted old man dance.
Wow.
He was rubbing his lips, he was just like, and I was just like, I was like, it was such a turn off. It was such a turn off. It just reminded me of like this old man, like he was just like, picture his nipples.
What did you do? Did you go through it?
You ain't laugh?
That was the moment, but
Okay.
that was we
Yeah.
stopped there.
I would have
That's
laughed.
crazy. Okay.
I did.
Yeah. I
but,
definitely would have laughed.
but it was
I wasn't expecting that either.
Yeah.
I just started thinking about Baby Boy when he was doing the Beat It Right dance.
it was similar to that. And it was just like, I was just like, what is he? Yeah, but yeah, it was funny. It was very funny.
That was good for me. That
Maybe that's enough.
one had the rest of the question.
Mhm.
She said, "Put your ass."
Y'all put me on the spot here.
Sorry.
Well, it's all right. It's all right.
You had to do it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
You can't show them.
Mhm. No favoritism.
We mean, well, yeah, never mind. But
Mhm.
thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. This was great.
We appreciate you. We're going to tune in on January 3rd, 2021 to Kemistry Network, Kemistry Television Network, Roku.
Roku, yes.
I always say Roku. I don't know why.
I don't know why. It's definitely
You
You
know,
said you Roku?
I do. Every time I say it, I'm like Roku. It's Roku. It's just not a normal word. But yes, like always, we push until success happens.
Better yourself.
Yes, bet on yourself. Bet on yourself.